Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Clouds beginning to push back in, rain not too far behind, and we're tracking the return of winter just ahead.
Railway cleanup crews have a big job ahead of them after a derailment sent 3 cars tumbling into a creek.
After more than 16 hours, a hostage siege in Australia comes to a deadly end with the gunman and 2 hostages killed. Find out why police say they needed to end the standoff. Welcome to WKYT News at 4. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. The week is off to a nice start. There's sunshine and temperatures around 50 degrees in much of the bluegrass. Here's a live look at our sky cam overlooking Center Point in downtown Lexington. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. And Chris, pretty good day. Yeah, not bad at all, but as they like to say, all good things must come to an end. Unfortunately, we're going to get in on that. So we had one decent day over the past several. That is today with the rains, though you can smell them just off to our west. Little look outside, clouds beginning now to thicken back up across the Lexington area. Here's the Hamburg Pavilion, part of the town on the east side, and those clouds eventually will throw some moisture into town. 48 degrees as of right now. Visibility's up there. Winds are coming at us from the south and southwest at 7 miles an hour. That is a milder wind that is blowing, but yet temperatures can only respond into the upper 40s to low 50s. Here's Live First Alert Defender. A little bit of rain now getting as close as the Interstate 65 corridor that is heading to the northeast and will arrive in scattered fashion as we go through the next couple of hours. Big area of low pressure, very photogenic, spinning across northern parts of Missouri into Iowa. That is feeding the rains out ahead of it. Colder air that is coming in behind it, and as that cold front heads toward the east, the showers will move in, winds will pick up, and then colder air begins to filter in behind that. Coming up, Jennifer, we'll focus on the forecast that includes the potential for winter weather as we inch closer and closer to Christmas. That's in about 15 minutes. More than 12 hours after a train jumped the tracks in downtown Paris, work continues to clean up the mess. The CSX train carrying coal was traveling through Bourbon County, headed for Virginia, when 3 of the cars derailed. WKYT Sky First flew over the scene, and you can see the derailed cars ended up in Stoner Creek, sending coal into the water. WKYT's Sean Moody is tracking the cleanup. It's our top story at 4.
Well, CSX officials say this was a 100-car train carrying coal from Toledo to Virginia. Now 3 of those cars are sitting here along Stoner Creek.
The accident happened around 3:30 Monday morning. A police officer said it appeared the ground beneath the tracks gave way as the cars went over the track. 3 cars tumbled down the hillside, landing along Stoner Creek. The coal spilled out into the creek. 1 car landed in the water. The others came to rest on the dam. No one was hurt. By this afternoon, CSX and RJ Corman crews were here putting together a plan to get the mess cleaned up. They don't have an estimate on how long it'll take. All the commotion brought lots of people out to watch.
And I was trying to explain to her about how the rain makes the ground so soft and the track just fell in. And to see those big wheels laying there detached from the cars, that's kind of scary to think that much impact when it fell off the tracks.
Officials at the Kentucky Department for Environmental Protection say the coal in the water is not a health concern, but it is a water quality violation. They say it will be removed. In Paris, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sewer line. A spokesperson from the Kentucky Department of Environmental Protection says crews will bypass the line for now. And again, they say coal in the creek is not a concern, but will be removed. A man wanted for a murder. Judge in Kentucky this morning. Police arrested Daniel French last week in Rockcastle County. Investigators in Butler County, Ohio say French killed an 87-year-old woman in 2012. She was found in the trunk of her car. French had his first court appearance today in Rockcastle County. He's expected to be extradited to Ohio to face several charges, including murder. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick is in the newsroom with some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. A Harrison County teenager on his way to take a college entrance exam was killed in a weekend crash. The coroner says 17-year-old Colton Burris lost control of his truck Saturday morning on Jacobs Lane near Sadieville. He says that Burris was on his way to take the ACT. He ran track for Harrison County High and was a flight commander in junior ROTC. You'll hear from Burris's ROTC commander coming up on WKYT News at 5 and 6 o'clock. Developers taking the next step today and moving forward with the Center Point project near downtown. Parts of a crane needed for the next phase of the Center Point project arrived in downtown Lexington this morning. Crews had to close part of Vine Street to get the crane in. The left lane of Main Street between Limestone and Upper is also closed for the crane's arrival and will stay that way until Friday. You'll hear from a building supervisor coming up on WKYT News at 5 o'clock. And that's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thank you, Sam. Now to stories making headlines around the world at 4. A Sydney, Australia cafe turned into a crime scene when a hostage taker held people captive for nearly 16 hours. The standoff ended with the gunman and 2 hostages dead and more victims injured, launching an investigation into why he acted. Emily Schmidt has the latest.
You can probably hear the loud explosions behind me.
When long hours of waiting out a hostage situation ended, it ended quickly. Blinding flashes, obvious force, breathtaking fleeing.
We've just seen another hostage brought out.
All as officials moved into the Lindt Chocolate Cafe to confront the man they say had held 17 people hostage through the day and well into the night.
They made the call because they believed that at that time, if they didn't enter, there would have been many more lives lost.
Sources say gunman Haran Monis was shot and killed, ending a standoff with a person no stranger to police. Officials say Monis had a long list of previous charges, including sexual assault, being an accessory in the murder of his ex-wife, and writing offensive letters to Australian service members' families. The self-styled Muslim cleric and Iranian refugee called himself Sheikh Haran. YouTube video shows one way he spoke out against the Australian government. Video inside the cafe showed hostages holding up a black flag with Arabic writing that said in part, "Muhammad is the prophet of God." Hostages also appeared to be using social media to talk about the gunman's demands, including his call to speak to Australia's Prime Minister. At one point in the crisis, at least 5 hostages escaped. Around 3 a.m. local time, police moved in.
This was an isolated incident.
Police say it was a vicious attack, but they assure Australians the one man behind it cannot attack again. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
With the hostage crisis in Sydney came anger at the online rideshare service Uber. Fares reportedly jumped as much as 4 times the normal price as people rushed to flee the business district where the gunman held the hostages. The soaring prices sparked a backlash against the company on social media. Uber quickly dropped its prices. The San Francisco-based company said the fares increased because of high demand. It's now offering free rides and promises it will give a refund of up to $200 Australian dollars to riders who paid inflated fees. The families of some of the victims of the Newtown, Connecticut shootings are suing the manufacturer, distributor, and seller of the rifle used in the shootings. The suit was filed today by families of 9 of the 26 people killed and a teacher who was wounded in the shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School. The suit claims the Bushmaster AR-15 rifle shouldn't have been made publicly available because it was designed for military use and is unsuited for hunting or for home defense. Sony Pictures is now warning news outlets it will hold them responsible for any damages caused by the publication of leaked emails. The studio is trying to contain the fallout from an embarrassing massive cyber attack. Hackers are threatening to release more sensitive data from the attack against Sony Pictures. The hackers, who call themselves the Guardians of Peace, have already exposed sensitive data, including embarrassing emails between Sony executives. Among the latest leaks is an early version of the screenplay for the latest James Bond movie. Christmas is less than 2 weeks away, and lots of packages will be delivered today. Why FedEx has reason to celebrate next in WKYT Money Watch. And what's the one gift Americans really don't want this year? What a new survey found next on WKYT News at 4. Oil sinking to a new low below $56 a barrel, and stocks sink on the news. The Dow dropped 100 points to end the day at 17,181. The Nasdaq lost 48 and the S&P 13. FedEx is expecting to move 22.6 million packages today. That would be the busiest day in the company's history. FedEx hired 50,000 more workers to manage all the extra packages this season, much of them from online shopping. Customers can sign up on FedEx's website for delivery alerts or to reroute a package. Consumer Reports finds hard liquor tops the list of the gift most Americans don't want this holiday season. That's what 25% of those surveyed said. Flowers came in a close second at 23%, but people don't seem to mind wine as much. Only 6% said they don't want it. The most popular gift can fit in your wallet. Nearly 20% of all holiday budgets will go to gift cards, with the average American spending $172 on them. Most people have their Christmas trees by now, with some of them going to the woods to cut down fresh trees for as little as $5. Others are ordering from farms online, paying about $50, and that's just for shipping. The National Christmas Tree Association says Americans bought 33 million Christmas trees from farms last year, and the largest portion, about a third of them, were sold at big box stores such as Walmart and Home Depot.
I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at Southland Christian Church, where the Faith and Community Christmas store is coming to life. They're still taking donations. We'll tell you about it when we return here on WKYT.
Well, a fairly nice day that is wrapping up across the area, though clouds are increasing, bringing rain chances. But I'm more intrigued by the potential for a little snow later this week. We'll break down those odds when I come back in a moment.
Good afternoon, guys. Donations are rolling in here at Southland Christian Church for the Faith and Community Christmas store. Check out all these toys, boxes and boxes of them. Jenny Ramsey is with us, and Jenny, 19th year for this amazing event that you put together, the Faith and Community Christmas store. Tell folks what it's all about.
It's all about the community responding to those in need at Christmas. We want Christmas Day to be a day of joy for everyone. It's Jesus' birth. This is not about materialism, but it is about sharing with children so that they can wake up on Christmas morning and have gifts under their tree and celebrate, even if they live in poverty.
It is not too late for folks to participate, not only on the donation end, but for those in need.
Absolutely. We are taking donations here at Southland between 10 and 5, Monday, Tuesday, and then during the store, there's a drop-off way. You just pull in, our elves will unload, everything's tax deductible, and those who need to shop, beginning at 8 a.m. on Wednesday here at Southland Christian, there will be ticket distribution with the time they can come back to shop. Shop for free, shop with dignity, shop to share the joy of this season.
Okay, and let's talk about volunteers, because without people like we're seeing behind us, unloading, they're sorting, they're getting things ready for the store to open on Wednesday, you couldn't make this happen.
Oh, no. This isn't any one-person, 10-person, 25-person show. This is the community response. We have over 1,100 volunteers are needed for the actual store days, and we've got over 1,000 signed up. We still need Thursday morning shift, 8 a.m. to noon. We desperately need that in order to have enough personal shoppers and inventory folks and the smiling faces. But as far as the setup, we started on Friday. We've already had over 350 people help to get this ready, and it's going to take more. We say do drop in and help anytime you can on Monday and Tuesday from 10 to 5. Wednesday begins the store, so you sign up online at godsnet.info for the shift you can help.
All right, check it out at godsnet.info or godsnet.org, right? No. So you can check out the volunteer process and how you can volunteer, and donations, drop them off now. Now, coming up at 4:50, we're going to step over and show you how Santa's Workshop is coming to life for the Faith and Community Christmas store. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
This is a wonderful event. We've done this in years past, and you see the families there shopping, everybody has things around the house that maybe the kids don't play with anymore but are still in great condition. This is a way, put it to great use.
It warms your heart to see the outpouring they have out there.
Absolutely.
With the people that come out to help out and bringing, gifts off and dropping them off as well.
Real community effort. Well, just because you put yourself on a do not call list doesn't always mean the annoying telemarketing calls stop. We'll look at why in Better Living. And a new ingredient that can be added to food may help you eat less and keep the weight off. How it works next on WKYT News at 4. It's time for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. More than 200 million people are on the Do Not Call list, but many of them say they're still getting calls from telemarketers. Julie Watts found out why.
He's been on the national Do Not Call list since it began.
Hello?
But like many people, Fred Park says somewhere along the line it stopped working.
Alex from JDI, the tree service.
The retired engineer gets at least 2 sales calls a day, most from local area codes.
They are violating the law because they're calling my number, which is on the federal Do Not Call list.
Well, not exactly, because many of his calls are coming from local numbers. Turns out they may not actually be illegal.
The Do Not Call registry only applies to phone calls that travel between states.
The FTC's Bikram Bandi says the federal law only applies to interstate commerce, so they generally can't go after telemarketers calling from within your own state. And as for those violating federal law,
we get several 100,000 complaints per month, and obviously we do not have the resources to investigate each of those complaints individually.
In fact, it's only taken action against 600 illegal telemarketers since the list's inception in 2003.
If you didn't have a Do Not Call list, what you would see is you'd probably see even more calls coming into consumers.
And Bandi says while his agency does go after the worst offenders, telemarketers are using technologies like spoofing and voice-over internet protocols that allow them to make millions of calls cheaply and without leaving a trail. Julie Watts for CBS News, San Francisco.
The Federal Trade Commission says it's up to each state's attorney general to go after telemarketers that make calls from within their state. There's good news for men with breast cancer. They're surviving the disease at a higher rate, but still not as high as women. Results from the International Male Breast Cancer Program show breast cancers are different for men and women, but male patients are not managed as well as females. Male breast cancer accounts for less than 1% of all cancer diagnoses. British scientists have developed a new ingredient that can be added to food to make you feel more full. The ingredient contains the natural substance propionate, which stimulates the release of hormones to reduce hunger. Initial tests in overweight people show it can help keep them from gaining more weight. For more health, education, and consumer news, go to WKYT.com and click on Better Living.